Hello everyone, this is Almarin, and also my first attempt at a Let's Play video. I'm going to be starting off with one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy Tactics. Sword in hand, a warrior clutches stone to breast. In sword etched he his fading memories. In stone his tempered skill. By sword attested, by stone revealed, their tale can now be told. The Zodiac Brave story. Final Fantasy Tactics. This is the War of the Lions version, which was originally released on PlayStation Portable. I'm actually using the iOS version on my iPad and using a screen capture app to manage this. This game came out in 1997 originally. I have loved it ever since it came out. It is one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. I have played it all the way through at least half a dozen times in the past 23 years. I have started the game more times than that. I'm going to let this run because I love the music while I talk a little bit. So, pardon me. But yeah, it's the very first. It's not the first Final Fantasy I ever played. That was Final Fantasy IV. I did Final Fantasy IV, and I played Final Fantasy VI on the SNES way back when I was a child. And those are both very good games, but my iPad is so old that it cannot play them. And this is the way I figured out how to do screen capture first, so I'm going to go with this. Also, probably the game I'm most comfortable with is Final Fantasy Tactics, and I thought for my very first Let's Play attempt I should go with some comfort. So, this is definitely the first tactical role-playing game I ever tried, which is a large part of why I loved it. I learned how to play chess in the 6th grade and joined the chess club in 7th and 8th grade. Had a science teacher who was all about chess in 7th grade, I think it was, maybe 8th. And the tactical role-playing game aspects are very chess-like to me, and it really appealed to me back in the day, and has ever since. No. I think I can figure this out. I am Arazlam, student of Ivalice's middle age. You are familiar with the War of the Lions, no? Well, I mean, I am, but I'll try not to spoil things too much. It was a bitter war of succession that rent the land of Ivalice in two. Here we first find mention of Delita Hyrule, the hithertofore unknown young man, the hero who would draw the curtain on this dark act of our history. His is a heroism of great renown, a story familiar to all who dwell within our land. But what the eye sees is oftentimes a mere fragment of the truth. There was another young man, the youngest of House Beowulf, long famed for producing leaders of knights and men. There is no official record of the role he played on history's stage. However, according to the Durai papers, the existence of which became known to the public only this last year, they had long lain concealed in church archives, this forgotten young man is in fact the true hero. The church maintains he was a heretic, an inciter of unrest and disturber of the peace. Which account is to be believed? Join me in my search to uncover the answer. But before we begin, might I ask you to share with me your name and the date of your birth? The main character's name will be Ramza. That is okay, because I'm not renaming the story characters for this sort of thing. So, now it's the birthday thing. I'm actually a little curious. Normally what I would do, the first time especially, I renamed this character after myself and put in my own birth date, but I'm not going to do that this time. I am going to check something out. Because I'm a little curious if he's got like a official birth date or something like that. Let's see, 16. Oh yeah, zodiac sign varies. But he appears as a Capricorn in Rendezvous, the War of the Lions remake. Interesting. So, your date of birth actually has a very minor effect in this game, in that it sets your zodiac sign, and then your zodiac sign, you'll then be strong versus certain other signs and weak versus other signs. And the effect is very minor, so you probably wouldn't notice. I certainly didn't way back in the day. There are a few fights where Ramza is going to be by himself. If you can ahead of time set his date of birth, his zodiac sign, to be such that he has the very slight advantage in those fights. So let me see. I'm going to look up Capricorns. Give him a date of birth and that. Something in that zodiac sign. Yeah, let's see. Make him January 7th. Why not? That's a Capricorn. So I'm going to let the cutscenes play here, and I'm going to try to read the dialogue because this was before voice acting. Although these little cutscenes with this animation, those are new to this version of the game. They weren't in the original. Kind of wish we had the originals. The very first cutscene that played in the original, I really liked it. And I don't think it's in this version. Maybe it's a little bit different, but also already this version is better than the original because I could just hit OK for all of Arzalam's lines there. In the original, it was very slow scroll, and you just had to wait for all of it to go. There are a few voiced cutscenes in this version of the game, so we'll let that go. But otherwise, I'm going to try to read it all out, because I like when Let's Players read the dialogue. Hello, person with golden shoes. Yeah, so The original opening cutscene had a group of people riding on chocobos through a bunch of settings, and it just really very like this, but not this. Not, if I remember right, not quite the same art style. It was a different art style at the time. Definitely not as detailed. Like, I know who that main character on the chocobo is for this, and I don't think I could make it out in the original. When we first got this game, my brother and I were really excited because you could ride on chocobos in the battles, which was not a thing in normal Final Fantasy games. We were looking forward to a game where it was just swords and sorcery with chocobos, I suppose. I love this music too. I love a lot of the music in this game. I know it's probably nostalgia for some of it, but also some of it's just really good, I think. O Father, abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice, but deliver us from our sins, that we might know salvation. Lady Ovelia, it is time. I'll not be much longer, Agrius. Your escort has already arrived, Majesty. Please heed the good lady's words, Highness. You must hurry. Still here, are you? It's been the better part of an hour. Gafgarion, you forget yourself, sir. You're in the presence of a princess. Mayhap bowed heads would less offend. You would do well to waste less time on idle pleasantries. I see not even the noble order of the Northern Sky cannot rid itself of vulgar knaves. A guard captain in these rain-sodden hinterlands ought not expect chivalry. We are an employee of the order, not of it. Our pay does not cover trite courtesies to the likes of you. Govern thy tongue. Enough. Let us be on our way. The Father watch over you, child. And you, elder. Milady, the enemy is upon us. Duke Goltana's men? Zoom. We are paid for this. Time to earn our keep. What is it, Ramza? You above getting paid to do a job? I'm a knight no longer, just another sellsword. Right then, to battle! Deliver us, O Lord. They bear the crest of the Black Lion. Duke Goltana must be mad. Does he mean to start a war? You there, wench. You cannot hope to defeat us. You will surrender the princess. If not, well, I would hate to see anything happen to that pretty face of yours. Oh, he's gonna get it. A head-on assault? These swords of Goltana, lack wits one and all. In that case, we should be able to handle this without you, Gafgarion. Mayhap you could, but there's no money to be made in that. Lad, Ramza, with me. And this is the very first entire tutorial battle. I will only have control of Ramza. But, you know, that's alright. Kill them all! Leave no man standing! You would have us slaughter them? Are you mad? Kill them here and you'll have played into Duke Goltana's hands. We need only put them to rout. I find dead men rout more easily. So one of the main things this newer version of the game did was improve the dialogue. The original game's dialogue was obviously it was fine, but they really put a lot of effort into making this sound more medievally kind of speak, more formal, I guess, and does clarify a few story elements too when they redo the dialogue like that. So I generally like this version better for that. Okay, so here I am. The little sword cursor's over Ramza's head, so it's my turn. I can say move. Yes. I can pick a spot to go to. I can hit these buttons on the side and the top to zoom. Let me see. I see. It's been a little while since I've done this version of the and why don't you go there? We'll double check, because once you say okay, that's it. You can't you can't go back. I can hit cancel, but it won't let me go further back than the point where I confirmed. So I can act, which includes attack, which I can't attack anybody because the red squares are where I can attack and nobody's standing in them. I can do metal, which was guts, I think, in the original game. And his metal abilities are focus, stone, and chant. I think if I hit help, yeah, I can hit help and it'll tell me what the abilities do. So stone is a ranged attack, where I basically pick up a stone and throw it at somebody. I'm not going to do that. Chant sacrifices my own hit points to restore hit points to an ally. The range is 1 and it's vertical 3. The vertical matters in this game. So if somebody's too high above you, this wouldn't work, or too far below you. But what I like to do for this part is focus. Ramza's not going to do much anyway. And none of the experience I would get right now counts, because you'll see. But this focus will just mean that he'll hit harder next turn, and for the rest of the battle. And I pick which direction he faces, because that matters. And then I get to watch everybody else. Hey, one of my favorite attacks, Judgment Blade. The one thing I miss in this version of the game that the original had is sometimes in the original game when they use spells or spell-like attacks like Agrius just did, they'd have a little line of like dialogue like chanting the spell or something. I really liked that. I don't think that happens in this version. I do know that there's a place online I can look up that's got everything that they say listed, which is pretty fun. So what you're seeing with these archers is they're using abilities that use charge time. So they use the ability, but it doesn't go off right away because it's a stronger ability, essentially. Well, hypothetically a stronger ability. And so it puts their actual action a little bit further back in the turn. Come on, Lavian, get this guy. Yeah. That guy she just took out is a chemist, and chemists are very irritating because they can use items, like potions. And they're great when they're mine, but enemy chemists are really awful. Let's see if I can turn all that stuff off because I know how to do this. So here I am, I'm going to attack this guy. I've got a 78% chance to hit. It'll do about 49 damage. It actually is telling me that next to my face there. Which, if I'm honest, I only just noticed. I've played this dozens of times and I've never actually realized that before. I usually find... Oh, come on, Agrius. I was just going to say, I usually find a good strategy for my facing is to... he can't move through my people. Oh, goodness. So you could face him straight on, but he could then just move to my side or behind me and hit me. So the getting hit from behind is the worst, so you want to try to avoid that, basically. Oh no! Lad, get him! Nope, wrong one. Oh well. Oh, but he got in the way. So that's another thing. Bows generally can shoot with an arc up and over other people. Hey, Gefgarian's being nice. That's interesting. But because Lad was standing right there, the arrow hit him instead of going over and hitting Labian. Oh, also, I was going to say, I apologize for voice acting. I'm not particularly good with voices. I'll, maybe as we go on, I'll be able to do a little bit more than what you're seeing today. Yes, hit him. Down he goes. Level gained. Hooray! And you never want to end facing a dead body because nobody can stand there. So you want to turn your face towards a direction where an enemy might come at you. I mean, just feels like a good idea. Yay, we win! It's kind of a given thing in this game, in this little cutscene anyway.
The princess!
This way. Be quick. And try making a little less noise.
I'll not take orders from you!
You've quite a mouth on you, princess. Forgive me. 'Tis your birth and faith that wrong you, not I.
I don't know. I think you just wronged her.
Hold there!
Is it truly him?
You know that guy, Ramza? Slow-mo.
I cannot be!
Delita, he lives? But why does he fight under the banner of Duke Goltana?
Curious. Also, just to warn you, I am maybe a bit of an Agrius fanboy. Records of the hero Delita first appear 1 year before the outbreak of the War of the Lions. The loss of the 50 Years' War saw knights returning from the front stripped of livelihood their fealty to the crown and nobility abandoned. Many became rogues and traitors, men donning the thief's cloak, and plotting treason against the crown. It was a time of great unrest for Ivalice. Murder and theft were commonplace. Many were the young adventurer and mage who stepped forward to counter this threat. Of such, the city of Garland, too, saw its share. Chapter 1: The Meager. The Royal Military Academy at Garland. Another Wayne was struck last night on his way to Egress. The Corpse Brigade again? I wonder where all this leads. Delita, what do you make of this? I'm not sure. I have my guesses, but I'm listening. I think Duke Larg is coming to Garland. Duke Larg? Why? Not just the Duke. The Marquis Elmdor de Limberry, too. That's the first I've heard of it. This is not the sound of a state visit. All of Ivalice is in turmoil. The orders are supposed to be keeping things under control, but the fact is, they number too few. And they mean to bolster their numbers with us? All right, everybody, form up. The Order of the Northern Sky has an assignment for its Knights Apprentice. As I'm sure you're already aware, the number of brigands roaming Gallium is on the rise. Among them, the Corpse Brigade, a seditious lot with a grudge against the Crown. Rogues such as they must be dealt with. The Order has been commanded to undertake an operation to eliminate the Brigade, an operation of a grand scale. We will not be acting alone. The Order will be joined by, among others, His Excellency Duke Larg's Royal Guard stationed at Egress. This will leave Egress Castle undermanned. Your task will be to proceed there and support us from the rear by bolstering its defenses. Time to take up arms is upon you, young apprentices. I've just received word that a band of thieves routed by our knights flees here to Garland, seeking refuge. We will move to stop them and finish the task of our brothers. You, young apprentices, will accompany us. This is but a squall before the storm of battle. Prepare yourselves at once. Dismissed. Okay, and my timer says it's going on half an hour, so I'm going to call it here. Make a save. But yeah, so I will come back and we'll start with picking my squad. So one of the things I really enjoy about this game is that you get generic units, and you can recruit those yourself. And what I usually do is I fire all of the guys they start me with, and then recruit people named after my friends or something else I feel like. So if you'd like to be included in my squad, just please let me know, and I will do that during the first chapter. Although it's also fun sometimes when you have one of these random generics that they start you with stand out. The first time I played this game, we had one named Sean who was our very strong knight for a long time, and I still remember in one particular battle, he saves us by riding a black chocobo and flying over the walls of a castle and saving us. So it was pretty fun. But, alright, I'm going to call it there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Bye for now.